Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Elio, and we are here with the brilliant Ahem. And welcome.
Thank you.
Ahem, could you introduce yourself and what you do?
Yeah, so my name is Ahem Saxena, and I make prog and experimental sort of music under the band name Man-Akin. And I have previously worked with my other band, which is called Steel Rush, which was more of a melodic rock, 80s rock sort of a sound. So yeah, yeah.
Cool, cool. So let's dive into some questions. Let me just see. As a child, what were you listening to?
Uh, so if we go back to like when I was a child, I think I was mostly listening to. Um, Initially, I was listening to Bollywood, the film music, and also there was a parallel scene going on, which was the non-film music, which was called indie pop. So I was listening to that when I was you can say a preteen, and then I very strangely discovered a music video on this television channel that was playing "Another Brick in the Wall" by Pink Floyd, and that sort of what do you say attracted me because I hated school, and the song is pretty much about that. So I
Yeah.
went. So I went to the closest market where you get CDs, not original CDs at the time, but there were people just making compilations of English music. So I got a CD which had Pink Floyd on it, and the CD also had other rock bands like AC/DC and Guns N' Roses and that sort of stuff. So I that way I discovered the English rock music scene. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So who actually got you into listening to music? Was it a family member, such as your parents or a sibling, or was it a journey through, through self-discovery?
It was mostly self-discovery. The internet was the thing where I would look for movies and music. So at the time, it wasn't so organized. You would download a song by Metallica, but it would turn out to be a song by Megadeth. People were putting up all sort of stuff which wasn't very organized. So that way, I was discovering new bands and then looking at different band names on the internet and finding more and more music. And I don't know if you know, at that time in India at least, Orkut was very famous, the social media platform before Facebook. So we had a local online community of musicians over there. So that way I found out a few other kids who were into rock music and they lived in the same city. So we started hanging out together and then we would trade music and explore different bands. So yeah, that way you can say online friends that became actual friends. They are still my good friends till date. They're all musicians, most of them. So yeah, so you can say friends got me into the music. Though very oddly, the music scene was going on pretty cool at the time. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So out of all the bands that you've listened to, who was your
Mhm.
main influence to
Uh,
say, right, okay, I want to do that?
so very initially, I would say Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. That I would say he was the main influence initially, and then I had different phases throughout my younger years. So I would say initially it was Dave Mustaine, and then gradually I started getting into the whole 80s rock sound. You can say Brian Adams, Europe, Journey, and that sort of stuff. So Neil Sean from Journey was the guy I looked up to as a guitar player. Reb Beach from Winger, and later on I discovered Genesis and Dream Theater. So Genesis, the self-titled album, and Images and Words by Dream Theater became the two go-to albums. So in like different years, I had different heroes, you can say. So initially, Dave Mustaine, yeah, yeah.
Cool, cool. So, were you in any bands before you started Mannequin?
Yeah, before Mannequin, my primary band was Steel Rush, still is, which was duo a duo. We made 80s sounding stuff. We released an EP called Through the Night in 2016, which was, I would say, picked up by radio channels across Europe, online radio channels, and a few magazines. So that was the primary band, and we played almost all major cities in India. We also were supposed to travel and to Spain in 2020, but the whole COVID situation happened, so we couldn't go. Yeah, so Steel Rush was the primary band before Mannequin. Yeah.
Cool, cool. What have you been up to? Especially in the last 12 months.
Last 12 months, I've been traveling a lot. So apart from Mannequin and Steel Rush, I also play as a session player for different commercial artists in India. So we travel and perform in every major cities. So I've been traveling a lot, writing a lot of material, and working more on the visual aspect. As you can see in Mannequin, I also make some sort of visualizers or music video, if you can call that. So I'm working on that. So yeah, traveling and making music. Yeah, that's mostly what I'm doing.
Cool, cool. Speaking of sort of like traveling and playing music, we've got a question from my head moderator, Lisa Boo.
Mhm.
She asks, uh, do you have a favorite song that you perform?
Uh, I actually do. With my band Steel Rush, it's a song called Take Me Away. It's a pretty straightforward rock song with more guitar work. So I enjoy that. And I haven't played live with Mannequin yet. That's going to happen next year, hopefully. So let's see. I think mm, the first song called "The Rift" that I released back in 2020 is what I'm looking forward to the most playing live. Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, thank you, Lisa Boo, for that question. Um, I know you've just released a brand new song called Cosmos 2.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
So I haven't released Cosmos Part One yet. It's a smaller piece that I wrote when I was in, I don't know, when I was around 17 years old, and this became the uh, a different version of it. And it you can say it's a space rock song where I've used AI voice as well. So I'm a big fan of sci-fi or space-related movies. So I've also made a small visualizer storyline sort of a thing for this. So yeah, it's just me trying to make my own space odyssey. Yeah.
Yeah, cool, cool. Now, will that be on an EP or an album?
Mm, with Mannequin, I'm actually working on too many songs at the moment. I'm a bit unsure, so I may release parallel separate EPs because I'm with Mannequin. I don't limit myself with one particular sound. So if you listen, the previous song called Terror is more of a metal meets electronic, and the Rift, Collision Course, and Cosmos Part Two are more of space rock sort of a thing, and a song called Displaced is all about uh, aggression and more into bass guitar. So I think I'll be putting separate EPs with songs compiled together with the similar sounding songs going together. So I don't know yet, but I'm definitely working on an EP, and if I have more songs that I think can fit in, so then sure, yeah, it could turn into an full length album as well. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So, um, when you sort of like you did mention earlier about you thinking about going out on the road with Mannequin playing live.
Right.
Is there any sort of like confirmed dates for that for next year?
Not dates yet, but I've been asked to perform in a couple of small local festivals. So no dates yet, but let's see what happens. I'm a bit unsure how to go about it. I have a few session players who are willing to play with me. So the sound of Mannequin is a bit unconventional. Not really the I cannot do popular covers to go with the music I'm making. So getting gigs is a bit difficult right now, but I'm sure there'll be some good dates into 2025. So let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Cool. So, um, is there? Are you have? Do you have any plans on launching any new any material? Any material? Any merchandise?
Merchandise. I have a few T-shirt designs that I'm working on, and some posters as well. So with a few more releases, music releases, I'll put up some merchandise for sure.
Cool. Cool. So, um, where can people find you on social media, such as like Facebook, Instagram, places like that?
So I'm mostly available on most active on Instagram for sure, because especially with Mannequin, I post a lot of visual stuff as well. So that's the platform that works around visuals. Although I have my complaints with Instagram with the whole reach thing, the algorithm doesn't. I personally believe the algorithms are pretty much against me. So yeah, Instagram is the most active platform. Other than that, Bandcamp, Spotify, all the usual stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. So, would when you get your merchandise all sorted out and ready to go, would you put that up on Bandcamp?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Bandcamp or maybe on my own website. I'm working on my own website as well. So
Cool.
yeah, it'll be available everywhere. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Uh, yeah. So yeah, I was like thinking if anybody wants to check you out um, and the sort of like what they say, I would say usually that's what I normally ask you about is like, about merchandise, so they can actually say, "Oh, I like this guy. I want to buy some merchandise." So Bandcamp, and when the website is ready, will be
Right.
from the website.
Yeah, when the website is ready, you can get all sort of merchandise and maybe some music that I don't want to release on Spotify, some parallel releases. That's where you'll find more of my music, some demos, and maybe just on Instagram and Facebook, I'll be selling it directly. Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. There's one question
Hmm.
that I normally ask, and so I know some people will literally lynch me if I don't ask this. Uh, um, is there any plans on um, putting your music onto vinyl?
Definitely, yeah. It's a bit expensive to get it on vinyl, but let's see if I get under a label, it'll be easier. But even though if I don't plan to go under a label, I'll maybe do some limited copies for sure. That's
Cool.
that's my yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Yeah. So let me see. It's probably going to be one of my last questions. So if anybody else wants to ask a question, please do. So my sort of like last question is any advice for people who want to become a musician?
Uh, I'm not the right person to answer this, to be honest. But I would say just be yourself, make music that really shows. I mean, make music that you really want to make instead of making generic stuff. Although that's subjective, but yeah, just be yourself. Do what you like to do. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Oh, there's one question that normally one of my Lisa Boo normally asks is what is your favorite venue to play at?
Favorite venue? It has to be a venue called the Piano Man in Delhi. It started out as a jazz club, but it's now open to getting rock bands as well. And I think that's a venue where people appreciate new music as well. You can go up and play originals and covers and whatever you want. So I've played there with my other band Steel Rush a couple of times. We have had a great response. And other than that, if it's a more rock oriented festivals that you play here, the audience is mostly better there. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Another question for you. What is your dream venue to play at?
Ah, dream venue. Ah, hmm. Uh, I don't know about the venue, but for my other band, Steel Rush, it was always this festival called Firefest. I think it happens in Germany, and um, I don't know much about the venues, but I've seen through YouTube and watching my favorite bands live. London's got some pretty good venues for prog stuff, I think. I wouldn't know the names, but maybe you can tell me some venues.
In London, you got Brixton Academy,
Mhm.
Hammersmith, Hammersmith Odeon.
Yeah.
Like Motorhead played there and did an album. Did an album there.
Mhm.
There's a couple of extras I can't think of the name at the minute. Um, uh, yeah, there's a couple of ones in London, but those are the two main ones down in London, which are iconic.
Ah,
They Then you got up in Newcastle, you got Trillions, which is a good, really, really good venue there. In
which city?
Hull,
Which city would you say has the best prog scene, like local prog bands?
oh, like for like each city's got like got its own sort of like I only know like a good few. Like only know like a few in. So I would say in Edinburgh you got Bannerman's.
Hmm.
Newcastle you got Trillions. They cover a lot of different genres of rock and metal.
Right.
Springbank Tavern in Hull,
Oh,
Kingston upon Hull in West Yorkshire, East Yorkshire, sorry.
right.
You've got the Lead Mill in Sheffield.
Hmm.
That's a good little venue. I don't know if it's still there, the Cockpit in Leeds, but I don't know if it's still there or not because it's been over 20 years since I've been there.
Right.
Like I said, you got in London, you got Brixton Academy and the Hammersmith Odeon.
Oh, nice.
And there's a couple of places there. Um, uh, I, that's more of a goth place, the Old Angel in Nottingham. In Nottingham, as in like Robin Hood place. Um, that's last time I was there was about what 13 years ago. I'm just trying to think. Some of these venues I haven't been to in over 10, 20 years. So
Yeah, you can.
yeah,
Yeah, these are my dream venues now.
yeah, yeah. Cool. Um, Lisa Boo is in Alberta, Canada. So, Lisa, if you know of any venues, venues, let us know. Let us know. So, yeah, right. Well, whilst Lisa answers that, is there any final words before we start wrapping things up?
I would just say go check out my music right now. Yeah, so it's on Bandcamp, it's on Spotify, or if you really want to check out what I do, check my songs on watch my songs on YouTube, because I'm also doing some visuals for most of my songs. So that's the best way to experience what I intend to offer. Yeah.
Cool, cool. I have put Ahim's links down in the description, so please go check him out. He's absolutely brilliant. It must be a couple of years now since I've been following you. So yeah, he's absolutely good. Really, absolutely brilliant. Oh, Lisa Boo says where she's from in Canada. Um, Starlight Room in Edmonton,
Oh,
in Canada.
right. Cool.
Um,
One
so
more.
if you do ever get the chance to, like, that's one of the questions I was going to be asking. If you got any sort of, like, if you got the financial backing and all the stars aligned, where would you love to go to play?
Which place you mean?
Yeah, where would you go?
I would say definitely UK, somewhere in UK. Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Would you ever get over to America, to like, the US or Canada?
I'm more inclined towards Europe. The music scene that I follow mostly came from the UK. Most of my favorite bands, Genesis is from UK. Another prog band called IQ is from the UK, and the usuals. Porcupine Tree as well is from the UK. I think Dream Theater is from the United States. But
Yeah.
yeah, UK or Germany is where I would like to go and explore and play my music.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this little interview. It's been a complete pleasure actually talking to you face to face, so to speak.
Thank you for getting me here. Yeah.
Yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure. Guys, go check out him and Man-Akin. He's absolutely brilliant. All the links are in the description below, so please go check them out. So until next time, guys, we catch you all later.